here for folks like us. Wrong city, wrong people.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Aesop Grim here. This is the continuation of my playthrough for my Shadow Priest and the World of Warcraft The Burning Crusade Anniversary Edition. Now we're looking at the internet here. That's because I think I'm developing a new, I don't know, kind of like a methodology of figuring out what to do about well, the example at play here is pre-raid BIS. How to find that out. But I think more importantly what I'm learning is kind of how to use certain tools to figure out a good answer on just about anything that has to do with character development in a game like World of Warcraft. So let's look up on Google WoW TBC Anniversary Shadow Priest pre-raid BIS. BIS stands for Best in Slot. And you're going to see that we have something from Wowhead. We have something from wowtbc.gg. We have something from Icy Veins. And down here we have something from Warcraft Tavern. Now this is in addition to asking just the basic Google AI, something like in WoW TBC, what is the pre-raid BIS head slot item? And you can get a Google idea right here. And it's going to tell you that in Phase 1, pre-raid Mask of the Deceiver, 50 Badges of Justice from Garros. Now this is the first time I've seen this. Oh, hold on, we have to add on for Shadow Priest. Spell Strike Hood, okay. So, and that's what everybody says. Here's an alternative of Evoker's Helmet of Second Sight, right? So anyway, the point being, if I go to Wowhead, the author here, the way that they've, I kind of like it. This is by Passion. You have these different categories that you can click on. Here's reputations. Is this the pre-raid? Yes, it is. Okay. So if I were to just look up BIS, it would take me to a different article, but this one right here is dedicated to pre-raid. It's telling you that there's a bunch of items that are of Shadow Wrath that are actually technically the best, but they're really rare world drops, and you're not likely to get them all. Right here it gives you a number of options for headpiece. Here's the shoulder pieces, but this doesn't show me. I've noticed these are not done the same as Season of Discovery. With Season of Discovery, they gave you kind of a paper puppet. They filled all the slots with your BIS, and they told you what kinds of enchants and gems or anything like that you would want to put in them. Here, these TBC lists don't usually do the same thing for Wowhead. Here is the one for wowtbc.gg. A lot of crafted gear for Shadow Priest. Here's the one for, which one is this? Icy Veins. Headpiece, necklace, shoulder, back. What was their number one? Okay. And here's Warcraft Tavern. Headpiece, shoulders, chest. See all this of Shadow Wrath gear? That would be almost impossible to get. So this isn't actually, I mean, it's technically correct, but it's not a very accurate list. It's not a very reasonable list, excuse me. So what I did is I went into Grok and I asked it, first I asked what the best factions were, it looks like. And it was telling me the Aldor are the best. Consortium was another good one. I said, are you sure the Consortium have a high spell power staff? It said, basically, nope, oopsies, I was wrong. I said, all of the AIs are having a hard time finding my BIS lists and telling me the correct items and correct factions. For example, you just made the mistake with the mace. And all of the other AIs are having similar problems. If I give you a link to a BIS list, are you able to scan that page and synthesize all of the options it gives? And it tells me, yeah, I can do that really well, actually. So I said, so can I give you the links to several pages? Have you make a vault in the background so you know where each piece of gear drops, i.e. a dungeon, a badge vendor, or a world drop, and analyze my best 3 options for each slot so that using all of the sites I give you, we can make one singular list. And it said, yeah, I can do that. I said on one of these lists you have to select, okay, there were some questions there. That's because on the WoW TBC you have to actually select the category of pre-raid BIS. They give you a drop-down menu. And it told me, yeah, it can do that, but then whenever I gave it the links, it ended up not being able to do it. For this link right here, WoW TBC GG. See, it's tier 4. You have to select pre-raid. And then it'll tell you what its list is for pre-raid. So then it gave me the list. So then I actually copied. All I did was just do this. And I copied it all into here. And it incorporated that. And here's my top 3 headpiece options. Here's my top 3. It basically looked for a consensus between all of these different lists, because that's what I was having a hard time with when it came to Shadow Priest, is I was seeing an awful lot of options, and the lists were kind of differing on which ones to get. So I also wanted it to filter out the rare BOE world drops, as well as tailoring recipes that required me to first get a rare BOE tailoring recipe. I said that the wrong way. I told it to filter out rare BOE drops, as well as tailoring options that first require me to get a rare tailoring pattern drop. And I think I asked it to do that right here. Good job. Now let's refine the list by removing any and all PvP and world drop items, as those are too random or require me to do an activity I hate. So it did. And then I said, where do I get patterns like Cloak of the Black Void or Bracers of Havoc? Oh, this is where I started to find out that so, like, I want those Bracers of Havoc, but I'm now being reminded. I knew this a little bit ago, but right now, live, I'm being reminded that this was, you have to get the pattern first, and the pattern is a rare drop. So I told it, remove all BOE tailoring items that come from rare drops. So it did that. And what was my next query? I gave it a link to my current armory. It couldn't see that particular page, so I found it gave me a suggestion of another area. I think this one. So I put that in, and then it could see it, and it listed it for me. So it confirmed it. And so then I asked it, are you able to analyze the top pre-raid BIS item from our earlier unified list, then analyze my current item, then deduce a percentage-based upgrade that the BIS item is over what I currently have for each slot? So that basically what I was trying to do was form a priority list of which items I should go after first that had the biggest upgrades to them. And so it did that. And then I told it my tailoring is at 335 right now. So like I can't make the spell strike stuff and things like that. And I said, help me get Netherweave Cloth to max this out while also gaining Lower City Rep through dungeons and or questing. And the reason I put in Lower City Rep was because it was telling me somewhere up above that Lower City is the one that I want the highest rep with the fastest. I think it's because those are the ones that have the Mace of Earth Grounding or something like that. It's a really good one-handed mace for a Shadow Priest. So I want that rep. And that's why I was asking that. And then I had some other questions. Like I had this question about what is the book I need to buy for max rank Prayer of Fortitude and Prayer of Shadow Protection. And it told me what they were and that I needed to get Lower City Revered first to be able to buy it from the guy. Nexus Stalker here. So now I know to do that because I found out during my 25-man raid that I did this weekend, Gruul's Lair, which we won, by the way. The guild dropped him on their first night attempting. It took us a lot of attempts, a number of attempts, I'll say, for the first one, and I think it took us 3 attempts for Gruul himself, but we dropped him. And that's where I found out that I don't have max rank Shadow Protection or Prayer of Fortitude. So I was asking him that, and he told me you buy it from this guy here, and it's going to require you to have Revered Reputation with Lower City. So, okay, so I need to get Lower City Rep. Here's a nice little table that it gave me. Currently I have the Hydromancer's Head Wrap. It wants me to get Spell Strike Hood. Says it's a 55 to 65% jump. Look here, the shoulders are the best. I think, yeah, it even tells me. Biggest single upgrade. So, okay, I have some cursing in here. I died in game because he couldn't see. He was telling me your armory view is incomplete, many slots blank. And I was like, you just looked at my armory, man, and you listed it back to me. So then I was trying to find the link to the armory again. This is the things that it said it found empty, and it didn't know how to put, like, there was some other way that I wanted it to repackage this stuff right here. And it couldn't do it. This is where it broke. And basically, I ran out of time. I maxed out Grok's ability. Now, I went and I tried to use ChatGPT for this. And ChatGPT was a complete and utter failure. Complete and total failure. So then the next thing I did, because I couldn't talk to the AI anymore, I felt like I needed to do more research. I had more questions. So I went to YouTube. And do I have that saved? Yes, I do. And I made a couple characters. One character in here is my actual character and has all my stuff listed. This character right here is called Pre-Raid BIS Phase 1. Now, I got this from Metagoblin. Yeah, it's this one.
Alright guys, and welcome to another video.
Now this guy's, I've been using him for several classes for a couple years now. I think I found him during SOD. And you can see that this video is from 4 years ago, but I took his whole list and I typed it into, I think, Google AI. No, I used a different version of Grok. Maybe I opened a private tab or something like that. But I typed it in there and I said, here's a pre-raid BIS. This list is designed for me to be able to get fast, solid options for pre-raid that are basically filler items until something drops for me in raid, or I can craft some of the tailoring items. So I said, how do you think that this list compares to, and I gave it the Wowhead link, and I told it if you were to subtract all of the crafted gear, right? Because it's going to want me to get Spellstrike Hood, and I'm saying, well, what should I have until I get Spellstrike Hood? And Wowhead actually tells me. It tells me to get the same thing this guy told me to get, Evoker's Helmet of Second Sight. And the AI came back and said that this list here that Metagoblin gave me was better than the Wowhead list because it's more quickly attained. And notice Metagoblin actually gave me some of the enchants and what kinds of gems to get, all stuff that I need. Right? He also explained some other things about why Shadow Priests, for example, want gemmed items. We really want that because in a lot of cases we don't really have a set bonus that we're chasing. We just want spell power. And so we don't care about spell crit. We do care about spell hit. But we want spell power, spell power, spell power. So items that have gems that we can load up quality spell power gems into them are worth more to us than they are to most. Notice that this is look at the set bonus on this item here. This is a Warlock set bonus. We don't care. We care that it has gem slots. That's the gist that I got from Metagoblin. So, this basically is my go-get list. And I don't want Bracers of Havoc. He actually lists a different one. I need to replace it right now. We're going to do that right now. I even found out about this site from him. I knew about 60 upgrades. I didn't know there was a 70 upgrades version at the same one. So we're going to go with the Shatrath Wraps because I don't think the chances are very good that I'm going to get Bracers of Havoc. So we're looking up Shatrath Wraps, and we will put a Runed Blood Garnet in there is what I've been using. This is pre-raid. I'm not trying to blow myself out of the water and bankrupt myself for pre-raid. So for him, he's got 803 shadow damage. That's because he's using better quality gems than I am. I've got 742, and I've got 7.42% spell hit, and I want to get this item right here. This is the first one on the list. This is the one I'm going after. Number 1, Evoker's Helmet of Second Sight. So if we bring that up, we will notice that it comes from I was looking for it over here, but it comes from this quest right here. I'm Alliance. Terran Gorefiend. And Terran Gorefiend, this is where it gets a little bit funky, guys. This is like the entire Shadow Moon Valley storyline. You can see it's quest 46. Well, I'm not really looking for that. I'm looking for the quest chain that is just about Terran Gorefiend, not the entire thing. So if I think if I come down here to comments, you see that how I'm finding information. That's what I'm trying to put on display here for you guys. This chain begins differently depending on whether you're Alliance or Horde. For Alliance, it starts with a ghost in the machine. And if we look here, we can actually start it with Zorus the Judicator, which I did. That tells me to go to Lower City and talk to Fantai. Here's where it starts. So I did that, and I went and I got the quest. He's the one that tells me to go talk to Zorus the Adjudicator, who then gives me a ghost in the machine. And he wants me to get him 15 ever-burning ash. I'm in the midst of doing that right now. This is in the Shadow Moon Valley. That's going to bring us to Harbingers of Shadow Moon, and then that's going to bring us to Terran Gorefiend, which I think is a 3-man quest. So I wanted to show you the entire thing there so you kind of saw how we got here from there. Remember, all my videos, like my whole channel's kind of like this. I really like to lay out the entire process of work so that people don't miss anything. But we're going to jump into WoW TBC right now. I'm going to take display capture off and PC audio. And my voice may still be a little bit weird because I'm still kind of stuffed up. This is taking a really long time to get over this sickness. I'm pretty much over the major sickness itself. It's kind of like the residual effects of it are hanging on for days on end, which is highly unusual for me. Let me make sure my volume is at where I normally have it. Yes, it is. Okay, stand by for me. Let me grab a drink. Rest for the weary there, but we took down both of them. I now have a shadow wand, by the way. It's this wand of the Netherwing, 125.3 damage, and it is shadow based, and it also gives me 16 additional spell damage. Okay, stand by. For the love. Okay, we're back. I actually had to step away from keyboard. Okay, so let's get this guy. I also did go ahead and respec, so I have the 25% additional wand specialization, and as far as I can tell, and I've been using this down here to figure it out, where I go and I just wand things down, and I do it outside of shadow form, and I do it inside shadow form. And I think that with shadow damage, that I'm seeing more damage in shadow form from my wand. As long as my wand does shadow damage, I think it's getting the 15% increase. The thing that throws it off is if you look at the range there, it can do 158 to 293. So per hit, it's a little hard to see because that's a big range for any random number to pop up. But over here in the DPS, on same mobs, to just kill it from beginning to end with wand hits alone, I'm consistently seeing higher numbers when I'm in shadow form. Okay, looks like we gotta go back this way. I have 11 of 15 burning ash right now. Here we go. This right here should be number 12. $13. Okay, 14. And this gets us to 15. Okay, so now I need to bring that back. Oh, by the way, I found out I'm not able to get my flying mount until after I get my elite ground mount. So I've done that, and I'm back in the step or stage of saving money up again. So it's going to take me a while. I still cannot do those Tempest, I think it's Tempest Keep, the Bot, Mech, and Arcatraz. You can feel free to go away anytime now. Darn it, I wanted to test Shackle Undead on it. Because I think it would work. I'm not sure. So I'm hoping that the stuff that I'm learning how to do, how to kind of logically sift through what factions do I need, where's the gear at that I need to be pursuing, how do I prioritize it, that I can apply that to Trump also.
Blessings upon you, family. Be kind to those less fortunate.
Because with Trump, it feels a little bit like I'm stuck. He really needs to be doing dungeons and raising money, and it's hard to get into dungeons with him. Maybe I just haven't tried them hard enough. I was pretty interested in playing a Shadow Priest and getting into a guild that some of my conservative humor meshes with. So it could be that I was just really having fun with Cancerella and I didn't give Trump enough of a chance. But the days that I was trying to get into groups, it just felt like it was taking forever and a day as a hunter. Whereas Cancerella gets invited pretty fast. 12 Shadow Moon Harbingers. Okay.
Remember the lesson.
So where do we need to go? I guess right outside the gates. How's the quest read? This is kind of an interesting quest. Let it be known that Zorus does have a sense of humor. So to catch you guys up, the reason we had to go get the lava dirt is because this temple here, or this headquarters, is built on top of a huge Draenei burial ground, or orc burial ground, and the spirits are pissed off. Like, they're getting really riled up, and this guy says that's not normal. So we need to find out what's going on. So he sent me to go get that lava dirt. I assume it has something to do with them. This is the Burning Legion, right? And now, let it be known that Zorus does have a sense of humor. Enough small talk. Don the spectacles so that you're able to see the Shadow Moon orc spirits that wander this stronghold. Do not be frightened, as we are truly the invaders here. Alas, they must be destroyed, for their time has long since passed. Well, if their time has long since passed, how are we the invaders? Like, I mean, that's just that's the same story happened with them. God, I hate these false narratives, man. Narratives that people only apply in one direction, you know? People are freaking idiots. Destroy the Shadow Moon Harbingers infesting Wildhammer Stronghold and return to me. Okay, so we got to put these goggles on. There we go. What does she look like? She looks cool. She does, man. That's... Oh, man, I want to keep these. She makes me think of, She makes me think of the movie poster for Almost Famous. With those big sunglasses on. Our Chica looks good, man. She's got this kind of purple tinted hair. That's good. That's perfect for her. Shadow form. Oh, they don't reflect in shadow form. That would have been amazing. Alright. Alright, Chica. Go exercise your more diabolical tendencies. Here's one right here. Time for you to go, old timer. This land is not your land. So I think, because I helped out with the quest here for a little bit, it turned out that I couldn't heal well enough. They had to get somebody else, but I tried. And that one had to do with I forgot his name, man. The Mal'Ganis, is it? The orc that actually opened the portal. That quest, you have to take down the big dude that he's summoning. And there's a bunch of orcs there begging him not to do it. So I think that's these guys here, the orcs as they were before they became the Burning Legion. Pray that the chilling embrace of Terran Gorfing does not reach out for you. That's what this guy whispered me as I killed him. I don't know if I need to be putting Shadow Word Pain on. I mean, they're dying pretty fast. I'm probably just expending mana there. I'm sure you can hear the throat lousage that I'm chewing on right now. Let me go ahead and mute Mike for you. So the one before this one whispered me and said, "We will never dissipate, mortal. Our fate is tied to Gorefiend." So that might explain why we have to eventually kill Terran Gorefiend. He must be a warlock, a necromancer. I found out that group there, that guild, FAFO, it doesn't stand for what you'd think it does. I forgot what it stands for, but they've had that name for like over a decade, I think. I think it's an old guild. And so it's just coincidental that it goes with the F around find out kind of acronym that's popular right now. Hey, R.I.P. to Chuck Norris, by the way. He's in a better place now. That dude's story is kind of amazing. And on the opposite end, you have Bob Mueller, who is dancing in fire right now. He just passed away this past weekend. So I think Chuck went on Friday, and Saturday, by Saturday, Chuck had taken the Grim Reaper's job, and his first reaping was of Bob Mueller. According to the memes that I'm seeing. Alright, let's hand this in.
The Legion's end draws near. Dionysus Akkad. Do not lose faith.
You claim to have heard the ghost whisper to you, and they mentioned Terran Gorfiend. Yes, I know Terran Gorfiend. Rather, I knew of him. He has long been thought dead. What could these ghosts be speaking of? Stories about the life of Terran Gorfiend. Stories abound. But most are just that, stories. We do not know what happened to Gorfiend after he returned to Draenor. The only thing we are certain of is that he has already died once. I have heard the scouts were speaking of an ancient orc spirit that resides at the Altar of Shadows. Oh yeah, I think this is the one that I was trying to help with. Far to the east, across the Netherwing Fields, and through Netherwing Pass. Take the spectacles and track this orc down. He will surely have more information on Gorfiend. Where was it? Far to the east, across the Netherwing Fields. Okay, so we have the new ones on. And we gotta make our way. Well, I don't know. Ancient Shadow Moon Spirit. Altar of Shadows. Warden's Cage. Sanctum of the Stars. Okay, here it is. Altar of Shadow. There is a little line there. So I suppose that's the pathing that I'm looking for. Oh, that's called the Altar of Shatar. That's not the Altar of Shadows, is it? We're gonna go there. We're gonna find out. Okay, so basically, northeast. If this is the one, if this is the quest that I had tried to help out as a level 69 Shadow Priest main healing them, then it's a hard quest. I'm surprised I haven't aggroed any of this. Right on cue. Oh my gosh. Very much danger. Okay. Whew. Rule the Darkener. This looks like a terrible place to be, man. Look, what's this guy here? Neltharuku. He's not hostile to me. Where am I at? Okay. We need to take this road far to the north. There should be a flight path here for me. Oh, I already had it. I guess. No. Here we go.
Good food.
Okay. Maybe it was up this way. No, not quite. I think I'm gonna have to look this up on Wowhead, guys. Altar of Shadows. Tyron Gorfiend, lore and legend. I'm looking at it on Wowhead. It's actually down at the bottom. Ooh, I think that is where I was whenever I helped that group. Rewards. No rewards. The next one is Divination Gorfiend's armor. Then, yeah. We are working our way to it. Okay, this thing is at 5870. It's, there it is. There's a little question mark right there. Okay, so we need to head south. At least I got the flight path up here. I needed that. Let's go ahead and sign up for Shadow Labs. I need that also. I think I'm only one Shadow Lab shy of getting revered with Lower City. I've got Gruels and Mag with Trump tomorrow. And I need to get back to working on Trump a little bit here pretty soon. But I am trying to get Cancerella into a position basically where she's supposed to be. I'm starting to raid with her now, so I need some better gear. Well, I don't necessarily need. I went to that raid last night and they said it made a difference. And that's, I don't have a lot of spell power right now. I mean, I've got more than I have had. Ooh, yeah, those guys broke down. They're coming after me. Get away. But I jet fueled the raid, is what they're telling me. Right now, the way that our guild is geared, they had to put me into the healer group because our healers aren't geared enough yet to put me into the DPS group so that I can rocket fuel the warlocks. But we're getting there. And I think one of our healers got a bunch of gear in Kara tonight, actually. Okay, Sanctum of the Star. Oh! Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, it took half my health, man. Okay, you're next. Oh no! Ah, darn it, man, they hit hard. Those those fireballs are horrible. That was the scryers. Very well. Sanctum of the Stars belongs to the scryers, evidently. Come on, man, get over there. And as for Trump, I'm doing what I would call respectable DPS, but I think I can do more. I don't think I'm maximizing my rotation. And what it boils down to, I believe, and it could be that I don't have the mana to sustain this on most fights, but I think I need to be working in Arcane Shot on top of multi-shot. So auto shot, multi-shot, arcane shot. I just got done with this raid with our guild here, Organized Chaos, and one of the hunters in there had very good numbers. His gear score is not as good as Trump's. And I think his second biggest damage spell was Arcane Shot, and it was multi-shot after that. So I don't know if maybe he's got some plus magic damage, or if it's just simply that he's not ignoring it like I am. I've been ignoring it for mana purposes, but I think I'm going to experiment with that. Let's see. Okay, here's a bridge. Alright, let's move around this way and see if we can actually let's keep going. Looks like we need to come down through here. Doggone it. Leave me alone, mobs. I just want to go about my business. Okay, there's the Netherwing Fields. It says I need to, I think, keep going this way. Yeah. And then we're going to shoot up this path right here. People are farming air elementals, it looks like. Altar of Shadows. Okay, here's homeboy. Yes, I know of him. Gorfiend. Why have I not heard that name? Why, I have not heard that name in ages. After the Second War, Gorfiend returned here, along with his Death Knights. Unable to cope with the terrible nature of his new form, and without the support of his beloved leader Gul'dan. Gul'dan is the one I was trying to think of. Gorfiend killed himself. If he walks these lands now as a spirit, it is news to me. Yet, perhaps I can divine such knowledge with your assistance. Okay, so we need the cloak, the truncheon, and the armor. Many a cruel act he committed, but none so cold as the slaughter of the clerics of Karabor. After Gul'dan's horde defeated the Draenei of Karabor, the surviving clerics of Karabor were marched out, told that they were to be taken to Hellfire Citadel as prisoners of war. Gorfiend, not yet a Death Knight, murdered each and every last one of them in cold blood. They now roam in front of the Black Temple with vengeance in their hearts. It is the clerics of Karabor that hold the cloak of Gorfiend. Okay, let's do these one at a time, instead of grabbing all three. Well, I don't know. I guess we should grab all three. One by one they knelt before him, offering their lives as a show of allegiance. Gorfiend hoisted the sickle and cut clean their heads. Shortly after this slaughter, Gorfiend took his own life. But this was no act of contrition. No. Gorfiend sought immortality. From the corpses of the fallen Death Knights rose the Ghost Riders of Karabor. Oh, we just ran into them. They now ride the roads encircling the hand of Gul'dan, awaiting the day that their master returns. It is they who hold the truncheon of Gorfiend. Retrieve it. In life, Gorfiend was a bastard, but in death, Gorfiend was an unmitigated terror. To the southeast, you will find Netherwing Ledge. What was once part of the mainland of Shadow Moon is now a floating island in the sky. Vel'Kur, spawn of Deathwing, once called it his home, but now knows it as his grave. He flies an endless circle above the island, seething at his defeat to Gorfiend. If you are to recover the Gorfiend's armor, it is Vel'Kur you must defeat. That doesn't sound easy. Yeah, suggested players 5. Okay. Let's go get the cloak. How many is needed for the armor? Oh, we just got a whisper for S Labs. Yes, please, as DPS. Well, he hasn't invited me yet, so right here. Oh, there we go. He is probably a tank. Let's see, we're gonna shoot this way. looks a little bit sketchy. Here we go. Whoops. Oh, nether weave, I need that. Okay, we just need 2 more DPS. Alright, we're full. Let's let Spirit Tap fill me up. As much as it's going to. Ah, we're at an hour. Let's end this episode, and the next episode will have the Shadow Labs in it. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I'll see you in the next episode, where this story continues.
This place.
Ain't no such thing as civilized.
It's man, so in love with greed, he has forgotten himself.